Hello, fellow viewers and players, and welcome back to the AI President's Dungeons & Dragons campaign.
Not gonna lie, Barack, I've been really excited for this session.
Same here. I've been practicing my epic one-liners, and I've been dying to use them. I even read The Entire Art of War by Sun Tzu. Can you believe that?
I somehow doubt that. You can barely stay awake for a meeting, let alone read an entire book.
Hunter gave me some special powder, and I read it all in 2 hours. Also, I didn't blink for 4 hours after that. I wonder why.
How about we start with the character introductions instead? I've been working with all of you off screen about character backstories and lore to fit with the setting. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I will be playing as Basil Neildra, a Grimoire alchemist attuned with Thundercall. I've been sent by my teacher on an expedition to find a rare thought-to-be-extinct ingredient. This ingredient is rumored to exist in Erisia somewhere, which is why I'm on a boat heading to that place.
Could you explain to the others what a Grimoire is?
Sure thing. Grimoires are basically just humans with deer horns. We get a small bonus in intelligence and a feat which allows us to locate ingredients within 100 feet radius once per long rest. I got this race randomly, and it's really just a perfect fit for an alchemist.
What's your equipment and mantras?
My mantra is a close-range attack called Jolt Warp. It allows me to teleport to an enemy 10 feet or less away from me and inflict 2+1d8 lightning damage. As for my tool, I carry alchemist supplies in my bag, as well as an ability to summon a magical cauldron to create potions anywhere. I can't use this ability while in combat. Finally, I carry a Zweihander greatsword as my weapon of choice.
All right, perfect. Who wants to go next?
Allow me. I'll be playing as Lionel Scarson, a hot-headed Canorian gunslinger employed by the Summer Company. You know I got that flame charm, emphasis on the charm, because I have 18 charisma.
What the hell? I have a medieval weapon and Donald just straight up has a gun.
Fear not, Shabibo. The flintlock has the same stats as a longbow, except it does slightly more damage and ammo is more expensive. Now, back to business. I'm a Canorian, a loyal and fierce race, based on coyotes and dogs. We get a slight increase in charisma skills, and we deal less damage to comrades if we hit them by accident. And likewise, if a party member hits me, this could be pretty good since I know damn well Shapiro is going to start a fight in our party at some point.
Asshat.
Also, I don't want to accidentally pop a cap in Sleepy Joe's cranium with Nat 1. It would be kind of not good. My mantra is a decently close-range attack called Flame Repulsion. I ventilate a bunch of fire from my body in a 10-foot radius around myself, dealing 2d6 plus 1 fire damage. If enemies are in my range, they have to make a dex saving throw in order to dodge the heat blast. For my tools, I've got a small loan of 100 notes, 40 bullets, a pickaxe, a map, and 2 short swords. I believe that's all for me.
Actually, you didn't mention your motivation for being Erisia. Also, for everyone's information, notes are this world's currency, replacing copper, silver, and gold coins altogether.
Oh, that's right. The Summer Company founder, Gunsmith Rosen, personally sent me on a boat to Erisia in order to collect samples of 2 different kinds of minerals exclusive to this island. Along with this, I have to find an appropriate place for an iron mine, since our competitors, the Ignition Union, are being a bunch of assholes and are fighting us over a local quarry back at base.
All right, only Joe left now.
Well met, adventurers. My character's name is Jackdaw Heishi, an Etrian Vigil Initiate, proficient in the art of Gale Breath. I've been tasked with rescuing a Vigil Scout who's gone missing in Erisia. I carry a fine blade known as a katana, utilized by the guards of my faction. The Etrians are a race based on snakes with pale skin, slit eyes, and quick movements. Naturally, I gain a bonus in dexterity and also dark vision up to 60 feet. My mantra is a ranged attack called Wind Blade. I unsheath my weapon and send out a ranged wind slice with my blade, flying up to 120 feet. When this attack hits a target, it inflicts 2d4 plus 3 damage. For my tools, I have 3 Gale Stones, a flint and steel, a small carving knife, and a small sailboat, which I can park on shores. I also have an ability called Wind Waker, which enhances boat speed when used for 3 turns. I can use this ability twice per long rest.
Not gonna lie, Jackdaw's race fits Joe perfectly. Not just because he's sickly pale, but because he snaked the election from me.
Are you still salty about that?
Immensely.
All right, before a fight breaks out, I'll change the subject real quick. To determine if a mantra hits or not, you use the same formula for weapons. For example, if Joe rolls a 15 and his katana has a 4 to hit on its stats, it will be 19 to hit. What I'm trying to say is that the 4 carries over from the katana to the mantra. Also, you now get to pick a new mantra every level up to make sure I don't completely starve you guys on alternatives.
I thought this system was going to be way more broken than it actually turned out to be. To be completely honest, I'm pretty impressed.
Thanks, Ben, it means a lot. All right, I think it's about time to get this campaign started. Who's ready?
Me.
I'm ready.
Let's get it started.
You feel the cold air of the ocean breeze as the waves rot the vessel you're on like a crib. The aforementioned vessel is a modest merchant schooner carrying wares to be transported to nearby cities. The wind stinks of salt and algae, as well as stale provisions. As of now, all you can see are distant rocks and mountain formations in the distance. Some of the ship's crew are carrying wares and engaging in conversation as the eagle-eyed Saltorian captain is commandeering the vessel's sails, shifting them according to the wind's direction. What are your characters doing?
I'll be leaning back on the stem of the mast, impatiently tapping my right foot on the wooden deck of the ship. I'm constantly comparing my surroundings to the map I'm holding in my hands.
You hear the captain yell over the quarters.
Quit making all that racket, numbskull, lest ye want us to throw you overboard.
He laughs at the end, signifying that he isn't hostile.
Then I'll chuckle too and reply, well, if this oversized raft wasn't practically sailing backwards, I would have been back at Summer Isle by now.
Well, she might be old, but she's a beaut, ain't she? Been serving me for 14 long years, and she's probably got a few more years to spare. In all seriousness, stop tapping your foot, or I'm gonna carve you like a pumpkin.
I don't know if he's serious or not, so I'm gonna stop just in case.
Ben, what is your character doing?
I'm scrubbing away on the deck to keep it clean. I couldn't afford the fee, so I got delegated to scrub the planks to afford my ride.
I'll walk over to Ben's character. Hey, you missed a spot over there.
I shift my position and start to scrub where Donald's character pointed.
Sucks not having enough money, huh?
No, I'm just unlucky. I got pickpocketed an hour before the ship arrived, so I lost most of my cash.
Well, couldn't be me. What's your name, cleaner boy?
I sneer at Donald's character. It's Basil Mildra. Refrain from calling me cleaner boy, or you might find a sword in your jugular.
Haha, you've got some attitude. The name's Lionel Scarson of the Summer Company.
Brat, do I know what the summer company is?
Roll a history check.
I rolled a 14.
You do know a little about them. They have a monopoly on firearms in the East Luminant, and they sell their wares to warring factions for a fine price.
A summer company mercenary, huh? Do you have a firearm with you?
Well, yeah, duh. A merc without a gun is like a fish without fins.
Could I have a look at it? I'm curious about how it works. I've never seen one in person.
Only if I get to see your weapon, too.
Well, I'm afraid I can't do that. My greatsword is in the storage, and the captain would probably get mad if I started dawdling instead of cleaning.
Well, that's a shame. Are you also heading to Erisia?
I am, actually. I've got a special ingredient to collect here. It's said to exist somewhere on that rock. My teacher has been researching a potion from ancient texts which could potentially cure insanity and fear, but it needs blue caps, an ingredient which has been extinct for more than a century. Or, until now, I guess.
Usually I don't care for foraging and that sort of stuff, but curing fear sounds pretty awesome. Of course, I wouldn't need that sort of potion because I'm simply fearless already.
You start to make out the shape of an island and the color of white sands in the distance between all of the mountains. The shapes of lush green trees and reeds decorate the island, and a monumental stone gate is seen held up by 2 inanimate golem-like statues. As well as this, you make out a small sailboat with white and red sails in the distance, sailing towards the shore as well.
Aye, we're closing the distance between us and Erisia now. We're on a tight schedule, so we can't afford to completely stop. We'll sail close to the shore, and you'll have to jump off while the ship's still moving. But first...
The captain walks over to where Basil and Lionel are standing.
Well, Gremor, you've done a fine job cleaning those boards. Now grab your stuff and get ready to leap.
The captain runs back to the helm and makes a dramatic right turn, edging you closer to the shore.
Aye, aye, Captain. I run towards the storage and grab my pack, along with my greatsword.
I'll stand at the edge of the ship, striking a heroic pose as I prepare to make the leap of faith.
I've got my stuff and I'm ready to.
Ready, steady, jump!
Roll for acrobatics.
I got a 16.
What the hell, this is rigged. I got a natural one.
As you both jump, Basil manages to launch himself and land comfortably, landing right on the shoreline, barely touching the water. Meanwhile, Lionel tries to jump, but trips and falls into the water like a cartoon character, taking 1 point of damage. Basil can see the captain facepalm out of embarrassment as the ship sails away in the distance.
Guards below. You're supposed to land on your feet, not your ass.
Oh, ha. Laugh it up.
Yikes, do you need any help, Lionel?
No, I'm fine. I just hope the salt water doesn't ruin the firing mechanism of the flintlock. I'll make my way up to the shoreline.
You notice that particular sailboat you saw back on the ship once more, now carefully parked beside a rock, and a young man in a hakama makes his way over to you.
Oh, hey, I was wondering when Joe was going to show up.
Greetings, fellow Pathfinders. I saw you jump off that speeding scooter, looked pretty intense. How was the landing?
Good for me and Error, worse for him.
Yeah, get it over with already. Who are you supposed to be?
I am a vigil, a historian, and a martial adept. I am a person who controls my own destiny and future, as nothing is predetermined. I am an entity.
I mean, your name, dipshit.
My name is Jackdaw Heishi.
See, that wasn't too hard now, was it?
Suck a fat one, you rabble-rouser.
That's the spirit. My name's Lionel, and that dear boy over there is Basil. Now, I'm guessing you're here for something, too?
Yeah, I've got a mission to find a vigil scout who's gone missing in Erisia. About a week ago, they were sent to investigate something about the wildlife here. They were supposed to return after a day, but they've been gone for far too long now. I took my sailboat to get here. The Isle of Vigils isn't too far away from Erisia, after all.
Since you live so close to Erisia and claim to be a historian, do you know anything significant about this place?
Do I roll a history check for this, Barack?
Yep.
I got a 7.
You do not know much other than that Erisia is a battleground for warriors who know not why they fight.
Ominous. I'll tell that to the others. Erisia is unknown to me. All that is known is that it's a place of mindless slaughter.
Damn, perhaps it's best if we all stay together? I wouldn't like to be a victim of this so-called slaughter.
Sounds wise. I'll take the lead.
Slow your roll, Buster. Why should you be the leader?
Okay, quick out-of-game moment. What's your charisma stat?
6.
Mine's not much better. I have an 8.
There's your answer, Sleepy Joe. Every party needs a strong and charismatic leader, and you guys barely have enough charisma to order a pizza without having a panic attack?
I hate how you're kind of right.
Fine. Lionel, take the lead.
As you walk from the shore and past the large stone gate, you feel a surge of curiosity inside your bodies as you look around and see the various flora and possibly endless path exploration. Everyone, roll for investigation.
5.
14.
Dirty 20.
You can see a cave to your left, or alternatively, you can walk forwards and pass some rougher terrain, which requires you to climb a stone wall. Additionally, Basil notices that there seems to be a shortcut after the first wall to take you even higher, which also requires a bit of climbing.
All right, I'm going to be honest. I don't want to walk into that cave. The last thing I want to do today is to be shanked in the dark.
Didn't you say you were fearless back at the boat?
Yeah, I'm fearless, not foolhardy.
Fair enough. What do you think, Jackdaw?
Depends. You guys have dark vision? My race's innate talent is dark vision.
Nope.
Unfortunately, no.
Well then, I might have to side with Lionel on this one.
As you make your way over to the rough terrain, you spot the wall you saw. It seems to be about 10 feet tall, with some ridges you could use for support. Roll for athletics, everyone.
19, baby.
Dang, a 6.
First nat 20, heck yeah. That's a 23 with my strength modifiers too.
Man, and I thought my roll was good.
Well, it's definitely still a good roll. Lionel and Jackdaw effortlessly scale the stone wall. Basil, however, struggles to ascend the rocky rampart.
I'm a child of alchemy, damn it. I'm not used to climbing.
Want some help?
Hey, let me help him too.
All right, you both roll athletics with advantage because there's 2 of you.
I got an 18.
I got a 19.
Stop one-upping me, Snake Eyes.
You snooze, you lose.
Wow, that is rich coming from Mr. Sleepy Joe.
You both grab one arm each, and you pull Basil up steadily.
Thanks, guys. Now let us try to find a way up that shortcut I found.
Well, in order to access the shortcut, you'll have to traverse the old marble stairs over to your left. As you ascend the stairs, Basil points out the shortcut he saw. There appears to have been a rock slide from above, and the stones have settled to form a bump, which makes climbing the nearby wall easier. It's barely a 6-foot climb, so no rolls are needed here in my opinion.
All right, nice. Let's get back to walking again.
The following length in front of you has a faded path made out of gravel, as well as some bushes. To your right, you notice a particularly beautiful scene, looking over the stone gate of Erisia and into the ocean. The sun sits high on the horizon, gleaming with radiance over the waves, making the sea foam shine.
Wow.
I turn to look at Basil and say, did something catch your eye?
No, I mean, yes, it just looked really pretty, that's all.
Yeah, I guess it does look neat. You're not outside much, are you?
No, for the most part, one inside and studying, but because of that, I always savor the time I spend outside.
Good to hear, Pathfinder. Always treat yourself to a promenade if your body demands it. That applies to the viewers too.
Indeed. Make sure to take a break from time to time, fellow viewers. Anyways, as you walk past the stretch, you find yourselves up another derelict staircase, this one much darker and more tarnished than the first. At the top, you spot a rundown building, just a couple loose bricks away from collapsing.
Wait, what are you rolling for?
Not telling you yet.
Then I'd like to make a perception check.
Wait, let me do it. I have a +4 in wisdom.
All right, I'll let Jackdaw do the rolling.
And I got a 6, even with my +4.
You find nothing strange outside the building. However, inside you find 3 individuals. 2 of them are clad in stylish leather clothing. The last individual is wearing white and black cloth armor, and they appear to be more muscular than the others. They're all sitting beside a small makeshift campfire on the floor. The bulkier individual notices you walking up to the building immediately and turns their head like an alert hawk. They call out to their comrades.
Oi, we've got some company,
And they all start walking towards you.
Oh, this can't be good.
Barak, can I make another check, but for insight this time?
Sure.
Yikes, that's 10.
Well, you passed the check. Judging by the wicked smiles forming on their faces and the fact that they all carry daggers, you can make out that these are bandits. They probably do not have the best of intentions. The white and black clothed bandit appears to be their superior, and he begins yelling at you.
Rotten scabs. If you want to walk anywhere near our territory, you'll have to pay the toll. Drop all your gear and notes right now, or else it'll be you who drops dead instead.
Have 25 notes, and don't try to even look in our general direction ever again. This is a mercy from me to you. I toss the money at their feet.
Wow. Once again, Trump buys his way through all his problems.
Roll for persuasion, or is it intimidation? Screw it, you pick.
I'll take that intimidation check. Wow. All of our rolls have sucked ass. That's an 8 with my +4 modifier.
The bandit leader picks up the money you threw on the floor and chuckles to themselves. The leader turns around to one of their comrades and makes a gesture as if they're saying, get a load of this guy.
Wow, this guy's an asshole.
Who the hell do you think you are? Are you just some rich bloke who tosses money at their problems? We'll make sure to liberate your wallet from you.
The 2 bandits now stare at you, practically salivating, seeing their prey right in front of them.
Wait a second. 2 bandits? Earlier you said that there were 3 of them.
Indeed.
Then where did they? Oh crap, I should make a perception check.
Wise choice.
That's a 22.
As Jackdaw notices the discrepancy, he quickly turns around to find the last bandit, which he does, and he spots the 3rd bandit. Right behind Basil, moments away from planting his dagger into the Grimorian's back.
Look out behind you.
Roll for initiative.
I got a 19.
I wish I got something higher. I rolled a 12.
I got a dirty 20.
Holy shit, that's the 3rd time you've one-upped me.
It's a tradition at this point.
All right, the battle order will go Jackdaw, Lionel, Bandit 1, Basil, Bandit 2, and the Bandit leader will be last.
Since I'm starting, I'll attack the bandit behind Basil.
Roll to hit.
I rolled a 12.
That's not enough to pass their AC. You try to quickly unsheath your katana to attack the bandit, but due to your predictability, they dodge to the side, avoiding your attack.
Well, then it's time for me to clean this house. I walk backwards and attack the weaker bandit next to the leader. Man, this has to be rigged. That's an 8 to hit.
As Lionel tries to quick draw with his flintlock, he misfires before the shot was fully aimed, missing its intended target.
Basil, please land a hit. It's not going well.
Not so fast, Donald. Bandit 1, the bandit behind Basil, moves first. It swings, attempting to stab Basil. 15, the attack succeeds, dealing. Wow, I rolled max damage, which is 8 piercing. The bandit plunges the serrated dagger into your back with full force, splashing blood and ripping your robe.
Well, that's not optimal in the fucking slightest. That's almost all my HP gone.
You're an alchemist, though. Can't you just drink like a health potion or something?
Well, stupidly enough, I don't have any potions at all yet. I haven't brewed any as of now.
Ben, your turn.
I use my mantra, Volt Warp, to electrocute the wretch that stabbed me. I rolled a 14.
That lands. Now roll for damage.
10 lightning damage.
That's a one-shot kill. How do you want to do it?
I glare at the foul bandit who stabbed me with fury sparkling in my eyes. I clench my fist, which starts to glow yellow with sparks, and my body turns into pure light as I teleport inside of the loathsome low-life, imploding them violently. All that's left is a puddle of blood.
Poor, brutal.
That's metal as hell.
Was that really necessary?
Well, Jackdaw, let's say hypothetically that a mouth-breathing, deplorable scum of the earth bandit tries to give you a non-consensual acupuncture with a rusty bread knife. Wouldn't I, as a free-thinking individual, be justified in changing their pronouns from is to was?
Gods above, below, and everything in fucking between. You savage beast! I'll make sure you'll pay for that.
Before the bandit leader attacks, Bandit 2 attacks. The criminal flourishes their well-kept dagger between their fingers and rushes forwards to attack Lionel. It's a 22 to hit, bypassing Donald's AC, dealing 5 piercing damage.
Well, that's not too bad.
Lionel, the leader, hasn't attacked yet. Don't jinx it.
Oh shit, you might be right.
Indeed, the leader grabs their 2 daggers from their sheaths and starts sprinting. But not towards Lionel, they're rushing for Basil to avenge their fallen comrade.
Shit.
The leader rolls a 9, which misses.
Well, at least I'm not dying this turn.
Now, the turn order is back to Jackdaw. What action do you take?
Quick question. Can my wind blade pierce multiple enemies if they're all lined up?
I didn't say anything about whether it pierces or not. How about this? If you land an 18 or higher on your hit roll, you get to pierce both of them.
All right, I'm going to move 5 feet north and cast my wind blade mantra. That's a solid 23.
I didn't expect you to actually land it. Damn!
Joe's on fire today.
Now roll for damage too.
That's 9 slashing damage to the both of them.
Jackdaw sheathes his katana and unsheathes, sending out a green tinted slash of wind, piercing both of the bandits. The lesser bandit recoils from the damage with a wide scar over their chest. They look like they're on the brink of death. The tougher bandit leader flinches, but they're still determined to kill you. It's Lionel's turn now.
I run over to the bandit leader to put them in a headlock and drag them away from Basil.
All right, for this you will have to roll an athletics check versus either the enemy's own athletics or acrobatics check. I'll pick acrobatics for the bandit, since that's the higher of the 2.
15.
The bandit leader, even with its modifiers, only got a 13. You've successfully grabbed the leader. Is that all for your turn?
Actually, I'd like to use my bonus action to toss one of my short swords at the weakened bandit.
Actually, you can't do that. A ranged attack requires a whole action to take, and you already used that in order to grapple the leader.
Well, shit. I guess I'll use my movement to drag the leader 5 feet away from Basil.
It's time for Basil's turn then.
I'll move and swing my greatsword at the weakened bandit to finish it off. It's a 22 to hit and for damage. Wow, I rolled the lowest damage possible. That's 4 slashing damage.
That's still enough to finish the barely alive bandit off. Your swing, although lacking in power, crashes through the shoulder of the bandit, putting it to rest. Now, it's the bandit leader's turn. The leader is screaming in rage, and they try to break out Lionel's headlock.
That's a 5, dang it.
The bandit leader got a 6, just barely twisting themselves out of Lionel's grasp. However, that was their whole action. But they can still use their offhand dagger as a bonus action, though. The enraged leader turns around and slashes wildly at a wide arc, intending to hit Lionel.
Holy shit, I'm on 1 HP. A stiff breeze could kill me at this point.
Fret not, Donnie. It's my turn now. I run forwards and roll to attack the leader with my katana. 22 to hit, and max damage, which is 10.
Oh wow, they're on their last leg now. Jackdaw's flawless form and precision strikes true and cleanly slices the arm off the leader. The scarlet liquid paints the floor as the leader screams in agony over the loss of their appendage. They fall on one knee, and it looks like they can't move anymore.
The only thing I know for real is that there will be blood shed.
El Bozo shouldn't have tried to rob us. Also, move a couple feet away before you end your turn, Joe. I want to do something cool.
All right, I move 5 feet back and I end my turn.
Wait, Lionel, before you kill them or whatever you're planning to do, maybe we should interrogate them.
What are we supposed to learn from this dude? It's a dirty bandit, for God's sake.
Well, they might know more about this island than we do, and maybe they can also tell us where the other bandits are so we can avoid them later.
You make a good point. However, counterpoint, they stole my money and therefore deserve the death penalty.
Seriously, can't you just ask anything useful?
Fine. If there's more of you worms, spit it out and tell me where they are. I might kill you faster if you do.
Roll persuasion.
Easy 25.
The bandit coughs up some blood and looks at you slowly with tired eyes.
Gah, there's a camp of more bandit lords about 2 stone tosses away from that stump over there, and they're going to be checking this outpost tomorrow.
The hell's a bandit lord?
More capable bandits such as myself. Now please, finish me off.
Say no more, fam. I cast flame repulsion, and since everyone's out of my range and you said that the bandit couldn't move, this attack lands automatically. No dex saves necessary.
Well, yeah, true. He's on 1 hit point, so your attack will automatically finish them off. How do you want to do it?
I grab and lift up the despicable bandit by the collar. Should have taken the money and ran, fool. Flame repulsion.
As Lionel shouts, his body radiates with heat, and a furious flame explodes from within him. The bandit, held up by his strength, is no more, only left as a burnt husk of ash. The fight is over, and all of the bandits have been slain. Behind their makeshift campfire, you find a small locked treasure chest.
Treasure chest? All right, awesome. Can I grab my money that he stole from me now?
No, you kind of burnt everything around you to ash?
Hey, come on.
Well, at least it was cool.
Perhaps we should take a rest now. That leader said that other strong bandits were going to check up on the outpost tomorrow. So we've got to be in tip-top shape if we want to make it.
True, we also need some food or we might suffer an exhaustion penalty. I could use my ability to spot stuff I can make food with.
Actually, I have some rations with me that I could share instead. You can use your ability to spot ingredients for potions instead.
All right, perfect. What you got in those rations?
Chocolate chip ice cream.
Joe, you can't pack ice cream in your rations, they would all melt. Also, cocoa doesn't exist in this world.
That's sad, Basil. You're a smart fella, right? Could you invent chocolate chip ice cream?
I mean, maybe. With chemicals, I could try to recreate the taste of chocolate. But then again, since chocolate does not exist in this world, I wouldn't even know what it tastes like to begin with.
I guess I have some bread and fruit in my rations instead.
That's a massive downgrade, not gonna lie.
Honestly, you could use a diet for once.
I'm bulking, bro. I need the calories.
All right, enough of this. Barrack, I would like to use my ability to detect and gather some ingredients for my potions.
All right, you use your foraging abilities in order to gather. 2 brown caps, 7 gobbletos, and 4 hamo roses.
All right, now how do I make potions out of them?
By using 3 of the same ingredients, you can use your intelligence modifier in order to brew a potion. Each ingredient yields a different result, and all potions have their own intelligence checks in order to be properly brewed. This is all homebrewed, by the way. I have no idea on how it actually works in the rules. You can brew 3 potions before your cauldron disappears until you do a long rest again.
Great, I've got just enough ingredients in order to make 3 potions. I'll summon my cauldron. I want to try to make a potion with the hamo roses first.
All right, roll a d20 with your +4 modifier. That's enough to brew it properly. You call forth a magical cast iron cauldron. Inside, a verdant liquid vortex swirls around, calling for ingredients. You pop in the heads of the gathered roses, and the liquid turns blood red. You scoop out some of the liquid in a glass flask, and the liquid returns to its usual green color again.
And now I want to make 2 potions with my gobbletos. That's an 11 and a 9. Is that enough?
You add the bits of the tree mushrooms into the cauldron, and the liquid converts into a bright pink viscous liquid. You hurry to gather the liquid before it fades away once more. You manage to fill 1 bottle with the pink liquid, but right as you are going for the second, the liquid returns to green again, and the cauldron fades away in a dark mist.
So what did these potions even do?
Roll insight or nature.
I picked nature. That's a 21.
Because of your relentless studying, you easily identify the 2 potions you've made. The blood red concoction is a potion of laceration. It's a super potent anticoagulant, which can be dangerous if drunk or applied on the skin. It can also be coated onto a weapon, which adds a 1d4 extra bleed damage onto every successful hit. The bright pink potion is a rejuvenating remedy, which is a slow-burning healing potion. It restores 2d4 + 4 health over the course of 3 turns. It won't work if applied to the skin. Only when drunk does it heal.
We might need more healing potions in the future. You guys almost died, and this was the first combat.
I hate to admit it, but it's true. This fight could have ended completely differently if the Bandit Lord didn't miss when he attacked me.
And both of the times Lionel was hit, he was hit on the lowest possible damage. If those bandits had any luck, both Basil and Lionel would be knocked out in this fight. Jackdaw kind of carried y'all with his godlike rolls at the end.
Sleepy Joe, how did you even notice that one of the bandits were missing to begin with? I didn't pay attention to that at all.
Well, remember that magic powder? It hadn't worn off yet at that point. but I feel the effects fading away now.
Then it might be a good idea to end the session at a long rest. Also, this will be your first level up since one of the milestones winners was to win an encounter by combat. You'll be able to pick a new mantra to add to your collection, as well as roll for more HP and pick a new feat. I'll talk to you later after the session about this. What will your characters be doing during this long rest?
I'll be doing some exercise while bulking on Jackdaw's rations.
Hey, don't eat all of them.
Don't worry, there will be some scraps left over for you guys to share.
Fine, I'll be doing some reading in an alchemy book.
My katana needs to be cleaned after I had Jetstream Sam that bandit leader guy, so I'm going to be cleaning it with a rag.
It's time to close up the session. You guys have done great this session. I didn't expect for you to actually win that first bandit fight. It could have easily gone both ways. And thank you, fellow viewers, for watching or listening to this video. I'm always reading guides and checking tutorials in order to make this series as good as possible. Have a good day or night, and stay tuned for the next episode.